According to statisticbrain.com, there are over 5,000 animal shelters throughout the United States. In these animal shelters, there are over 5 million animals that enter them annually. Pets being found, brought in, and having to stay in pounds for the rest of their lives happens way too often. Before they get to the shelter, sometimes they are abused and neglected and never loved by their previous owners. Once they get taken to the shelter, their suffering may not stop. Some shelters do not have enough money to buy adequate food, so some animals have to go hungry every night. Some shelters also don't have enough room to run around to let the animals exercise, so the animals are always kept in cages 24/7. Some shelters even have neglective and abusive caretakers that don't really care about their job, and they treat the animals very poorly. There is something we can do to help these animals have a better life, though. Specifically, there are 4 things. The first way to help these animals is simple: adoption. You can adopt cats, dogs. There are even some hamsters and shelters. In the United States, there are approximately 321 million people. That means if 1.5% of the whole population of the United States would adopt every year, then the shelters would be empty. Only 1.5%. It's not very much. If for some reason you don't want to adopt, you don't want to have a dog, you could still help these animals. The second way you could help is by finding families that would adopt, like I'm doing. Lots of families would adopt if they were just given an extra push towards doing it. You could be that push. To do this, you could talk to your friends or simply go door to door telling all your neighbors. You could also hand out flyers on the streets, or you could advertise using billboards, or even get together with a shelter and make a commercial on the TV. If neither of these 2 options are something that you'd like to do, there's a third way that you could help the animals. The third way is by donating to shelters. Even though you wouldn't be helping the animals get out directly, you could still help them get out indirectly. Say your money helped the shelters be able to buy better food. The better food would help the dogs look more healthy. Then, when they looked more healthy and appealing to people, they would be more likely to be adopted. You could also donate your time by volunteering. Most shelters don't have enough money to hire the adequate help that they need, so you could volunteer your time once a week to help care for these dogs. You could also help walk the animals, like dogs particularly. You could walk them around neighborhoods and stuff. That's one way you could donate your time. If all 4 of these are not options for you, they're not things that you want to do, there's still one last way that you could help, which I didn't know about until I started researching it. You could foster the animals. Shelters are constantly full, there's no room, and so if they find an animal, they have to shoot it and put it down. If you fostered this animal until a new spot was opened up in the pound, then you could be saving their life, and it would prevent them from having to put down as many animals. In conclusion, every year there are approximately 3.5 million of the 5 million animals that are put down. Please do your part to lower this. After all, if you were one of these animals, wouldn't you love to have a loving family?